On this, we can speak to Ramesh Srinivasan. He directs the UCLA Center for Global Digital Culture. He's with us live from Los Angeles. Thank you for your time. So this report seems to validate long-established fears that AI systems will take over people's jobs.
Absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of precarity in terms of access to secure work, access to economic security, access to secure wages. I mean, that's a big part of what has been associated with this AI boom, but actually more generally, how our economies around the world have become, mediated and influenced by digital technology, by data, and so on. I mean, mind you, 3 people in the United States have equivalent wealth to 50% of the national population, over 160 million people. And it's also worth noting that the youngest generations in this country, in the United States and in the United Kingdom, and some of these trends are happening around the world, are the first in history to make less than their parents, even if you account for inflation. And we even have a declining life expectancy in this country, in the United States and the UK. Now, these are not caused by AI, but this speaks to the asymmetries, the inequalities that are baked into these technologies.
Right. And 40% of global employment being disrupted, that seems like quite a lot.
Yeah.
For people who are not so familiar with AI, what sort of jobs is this study referring to?
Right. So artificial intelligence systems are ones that use information or data to basically simulate human behaviors and human activities. So you can imagine in more developing world nations, global South nations, emerging market nations, a lot of AI systems that could replace work will be ones that use automated systems, right? Like you can imagine industrial robotic systems, some of the things that are already part of what our world today. But artificial intelligence also involves simulating or replacing, in this case, what we might call white collar or service work, right? Everything from human resources to filing legal briefs, to making insurance risk assessments. So almost everything that could be connected to data, whether it's hardware or robotic or software, could be on the chopping block in terms of jobs of the future. That's why it's critical we identify what work of the future will look like and how to guarantee everybody on the planet secure income.
Yeah, it seems particularly that sort of low-level white-collar workers that are likely to be impacted. But what is also surprising to me is what we've seen in the last year is how AI has become also a threat to creative jobs. We've seen actors go and strike, the writers strike. Apparently, journalists will also be impacted. Why is that the case?
Well, because these generative AI systems, a notable example of this is ChatGPT, a lot of us know about that, are ones that are able to mimic human expression because they're learning from all the data that we're putting out there, and they're learning patterns in that data to actually emulate or mimic the things we already do. So I have friends in the Writers Guild. I live here in Los Angeles who are literally deeply concerned that stuff of theirs could essentially be, they think, pirated and copied by a robotic system that is not unionized, that doesn't have to get paid any wages, that doesn't have to be supported with healthcare. And so this is all about, cutting costs and capitalizing upon data. But the issue is this is all our data that these private corporations are monetizing, and many of us could be on the chopping block. So that's why we have huge opportunities to develop economic security and work of the future, think about what workers of the future, what their lives could look like.
Right. I mean, it's not all bad. I mean, AI can be a very good thing. It's already demonstrated that it can be very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, any systems that use patterns to make deductions about, other things that might occur, for example, environmental monitoring, healthcare prediction, all of those things can be very helpful, but you have to be really careful about the data sets and ensure that you're not unintentionally discriminating or kind of connecting the wrong data. For example, there are AI systems that have made recommendations to cancer patients that didn't take into account that they already have heart issues, and so made incorrect recommendations. So you can see a future where we work with AI systems, right? Our work or our economic prosperity is partly supported by artificial intelligence systems. But the real question is who owns these machines and who do these machines serve? and who has power over these machines.
Yeah, indeed. Really, really interesting conversation. We could go on much longer, but unfortunately we're out of time. Ramesh Srinivasan from the UCLA Center for Global Digital Culture, thank you.
Thank you.